Hi, and welcome to a live edition of Unboxed Politics.
Woo!
Woo!
We are live, and we got a good one. I haven't seen it. Ollie hasn't seen it,
Nope.
but apparently, it's Trump and Dr. Phil,
Dr. Philip?
and it can only be gold. It can only
yeah.
be gold. We have no Mark today. He's nursing some injuries.
Shame.
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 So if you're listening in the chat and you're watching,
You're not the sniper.
We already have a pragmatic crystal. Yay.
Hey, PC.
we'll be putting your votes in too for all the reviewing.
So that's right, Pragmatic Crystal. Even you are a voter today on the panel.
That's
Even
right.
you, even me,
Even us.
even us.
So
Stupid shit is going to be
that's,
said.
So that's what happens when one of us is gone. The audience gets that person's vote.
Yeah,
That's good for them.
yeah, it's good. It's good.
Free vote.
Audience participation.
Free vote.
Free
We like
vote.
that.
Oh boy.
So,
I picked this.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
a Mikey Famine
this is a Mikey.
selection.
I'm responsible.
It's a Mikey fastball special.
This
This is the most important.
Hold on, sir. This came out last night,
Okay.
so this is very recent, very recent.
It can only be terrible.
I'm gonna skip through his malarkey. Hopefully, so if I skip forward, it's just I've watched the whole thing already. They do a bunch of but we have a show to do, so I will get us through some of the more stale bits as they go. Here we go.
Election in the history of our million.
Former President Donald Trump and Republican.
What's he doing with the finger thing there? What is that?
I don't know.
Is he throwing out some sort of gang sign, like real quick? Like, hold on, Phil. What's you sit? Are you set claiming?
Yeah, what's he doing?
Yeah,
You were catching up
Philip. That's a gang sign. I'm sure of it.
with me
You're not supposed
in
to
Las
point on
Vegas,
TV.
Nevada, where I am catching up with former President Donald Trump.
Man, maybe he's got
And-
like a thing. Maybe he's got like one of those hand disorders they're always talking about on the commercials.
Has he got like a trigger finger?
Well,
on the middle.
Yeah,
finger?
he might have trigger finger because I have trigger finger. I got cortisone shots to get rid of it though, right? But it does lock your finger in like that, right? So
He's been playing too many shooters.
He's a doctor. You
He's
might
a hardcore gamer.
have tried to get that fixed. He's a doctor.
He's a doctor of
There's-
like sociology. He's not like a physician.
Can
I'm
he write
supposed to go for
prescriptions or
surgery.
not?
No, absolutely
No, I
not.
don't think so.
No. He talks to
can't see it,
people.
no.
He cannot give people drugs. Absolutely not.
Republican nominee for president, 10 weeks from the actual.
Maybe there's a booger on that finger,
Oh,
and he's just like rolling
10.
it with his thumb. He's
10
just
weeks
enjoying it.
sounds awful close.
It's only
election.
9 more shows, guys, until the election.
That's awful close.
We're going to sit down and talk about a lot of things as we close in on the day. We're going to talk about where he stands after having an attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. We're going to election and thank
Yeah,
you
good because he talks
today.
too fucking slow.
Yeah, that's the other
He
thing.
does.
Is that boy talks like molasses on a cold day.
10 weeks from the election. Mr. President, thank you for sitting down with me again.
Well, I never noticed the slope on the back of Dr. Phil's head.
Well, I'm looking at the size of those
That-
fucking chairs. They
that's a
make them
triple
both
diamond
look like
back there.
dwarfs.
So this is perfect. This lets us get a pic of them before they start their malarkey. Trump's
Like-
legs are little.
They both look like they're little in those
They
chairs,
got them
dude.
little legs. All right, their
Like-
shoes are fine. Dr. Phil, you have nurse's shoes on. Like, sir,
Like-
get a professional shoe here.
I'm kind of wondering why Trump's pant legs are that fucking high.
Because he's fat.
That's too
'Cause
fucking
it's-
high.
Because his like fat ass and fat belly are grabbing the fabric. So then when he bends his knee, that's why he's flooding so bad. Is because he's I mean, a suit is the normal suit. Like he doesn't even change. He hasn't even changed his recipe in a while because he's scared to
No.
do anything now.
Yeah.
I think he's
yeah.
superstitious about his clothes now.
He's in his own head about a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as much as he can be.
Dr. Phil, very neutral. Maroon. I like the maroon.
Is that what color that is? I don't know. For the tie?
Yeah, it's just like kind of at an angle. I think it's got like a pattern in it. And then his pocket square is maroon as well. So
Yeah.
he's there to do an interview. So I guess he's not trying to show any kind of anything. All right. We're taking in the physical vibes first, y'all. Taking it in.
Again,
Thank you.
very proud to be talking to you. You've been really busy,
Kisses his ass immediately.
and I have to ask you, it's been 7 or 8 weeks since would-be assassin Thomas Matthew Crooks climbed on top of a roof on a shockingly close building.
Okay, why are you doing a zoom in on this shot if the whole thing is fucking blurred?
Yeah,
like
what-
we
Pixelated.
don't know.
Who needs it?
This
Just
is a
show
bad. Yeah.
anything else.
Right in front of you and fired
Any of
8
the hundreds
rounds
of other pictures
from
from
an
the day could have been better.
Right, a still photo of the Trump logo
Yeah.
would have been fucking
Yeah.
better than fucking blurred
Yeah.
out fucking nothing. Like I'm trying to steal porn in the 90s.
AR-style assault rifle shooting you in the ear.
Take a look at what happened.
Experts said
Don't you say it in the comments. All right, where is my camera? Don't say anything stupid. You know they're watching us. Don't say anything. Think as much as
they're
you want.
listening.
But yeah, exactly. Do not say anything stupid. We don't need to get flagged. Thank you.
Yeah, we
frankly,
We don't need any extra attention.
we don't need the YouTubes to get on us.
you shouldn't be here right now. Experts said a kill shot was almost a certainty.
Why the fuck was he allowed to do that? That
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
there's now a resigned Secret Service director and several Secret Service agents who have been put on leave for that very question.
Yeah.
You know what I heard, Tim? They were told to go get their walkie-talkies from local PD, and they didn't bother. So that's why they didn't hear everybody saying there's a shooter on the friggin' roof.
Yeah,
Is because they literally didn't pick up their walkie-talkies. And then just didn't have them throughout the whole event. It's like, I could get it not getting them early, but you have no way to talk to local PD.
Yeah, and I heard that the local PD was super pissed at them.
Yeah. Because they're assholes.
Yeah.
They're Secret Service. They can do whatever they want. They're dicks.
Yeah.
But yet, here you sit. You had to have asked yourself,
I mean, let's look at the damage on that ear,
but
shall
yet, here
There's
you
no damage.
Yeah, you just got a little like
There's-
curve in the air. That's about it.
we? That's just where they can't spray
Yeah.
right now because it's got medicine on it. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
sit. You had to have asked yourself.
You know what? I'm doing it. I'm going full
That's-
conspiracy theory. I don't think he got shot with no doggone bullet. I think they
That-
cut his ear while he was on the ground. I'm saying it because his ear is
I-
completely healed. There is no if a fragment of a bullet went through that ear, there would be a hole in it. He has
You
no
think.
hole, no rip, no tear.
And this angle right here is a bad angle because it look like there's a curve out of the ear, but that's just his hair behind his ear sticking out a bit, making
Yeah.
it look like that. That's not his ear shaped like that.
It
So
looks absolutely normal.
yeah,
I mean,
It
like a
does.
goblin, but normal.
A normal goblin.
and considering the size of the bandage he wore for like what 4 or 5 days a week afterwards, like there's no
Yo.
fucking damage there.
Did you guys see that, like, people at the Republican convention were wearing bandages on their ears?
Yes.
It's like a fucking fashion statement.
Yes, they're fucking
What?
ridiculous.
What a group of fucking lemmings.
He
There's
got shot at. Why the fuck are you celebrating at the begin with?
dude, that's what
But
they
still,
do.
that's just ridiculous.
That's what they do. Like with Jesus got crucified, so we wear the cross. Trump got shot, so we wear a tampon. I don't know the rules, man.
What a fucking group of fucking lemmings.
Yourself.
This will make us look cool.
You had to have reflected on this. How am I here?
I look like daddy.
And why am I here? How do you answer that question?
All right, let's hear that question one more time, Dr. Phil. I'll stop being a comedian over here.
Why am I here? How do you answer that question?
It's a very hard one to answer. When it happened, it was a whack. I mean, I said something's going on there. It was a real whack to the ear. But you're not thinking about that. And I was lucky I went down quickly, because if I didn't go down quickly, bullets were coming right over my head when I was down. I heard them. They were moving along.
It was like I was in the war that I dodged.
You know, those bone spurs.
Them bone spurs let them get down into that foxhole under that podium, though, didn't it?
They moved pretty fast.
Still looking for damage.
How fast does a bullet go? They said about.
He didn't get hit. They cut his ear like, oh, they WWE'd it. I'm going with it. Fuck him. Fuck him.
He is a wrestling heel. You saying he was blading?
I'm just saying. Or a piece of the teleprompter.
3,000 miles an hour. That's a lot. They gave it to me in feet, and then they gave it to me. I said, no, I want to know in miles per hour.
Because I want to drive a bullet. That's how I reference things.
I don't understand anything but miles per hour.
Because feet per second is too hard for me to figure out.
And it's more than 3,000 miles an hour, and you hear it. You hear the whipping.
Yeah. There's a before ear shot.
Miles per hour.
Look, it's fine.
And it's more than 3,000 miles an hour, and you hear it.
It's the same freaking ear.
It is.
Aw, dude.
You hear the whipping sound. So I was lucky in that regard. But the big luck
I
was,
hate to say this because it just feeds into the computer. Scroll that back just a bit.
Yep.
Show the left side of his head and then the right side of his head. Just with the hat on.
Whipping sounds.
You see that side of his head, his ears tucked in.
And it's more than 3,000
The other side of
miles
his head,
an hour.
his ear stuck right way out. Look, it's stuck way out. Why?
And you hear it. You hear the whipping sound.
Yeah, why didn't you tuck your hair behind your ear on the right side, Danny?
I mean, that might be just how his ears are.
Oh.
People are not symmetrical.
What? I was told all of you humans are symmetrical. From
especially
top
Trump.
To bottom.
Trump is very asymmetric.
He's using his hair to tuck his ear in under the hat on one side. You'd think he'd be doing the same on the other.
Well, he's not. He's an 80-year-old man. He doesn't have.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that anymore. He doesn't have the.
X has a good comment here. No blood on his cuffs. Because remember, he was holding his hand up there. He sure didn't have no blood on his cuffs.
It was ketchup.
Catsup. Even worse.
Catsup.
Sound. So I was lucky in that regard. But the big luck was because that's something you can control. You go down quickly. If you don't go down quickly, you have a problem.
If only the next part wasn't so bad.
But the big thing was the turn. And it wasn't only the turn. It had to be a perfect 90-degree turn, or you would have been. I wouldn't be with you today. And I had to be looking at something to the right. And the people, we had massive crowds, and they were in front. So there was no reason to be looking to the right. You had no people right or left. And you know the graph, my all-time favorite graph, showing my great numbers on immigration.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
That's his graph.
Oh my God.
He had that up in the background. He's saying that's what he turned to look his head at when the shots came. That saved his life.
Hey, illegal immigration saved his life.
That is a wild graph.
It is.
It's so weird.
Kind of hard to read.
Yeah, like how does
And-
anyone look at that at a glance and say, "Oh, this makes sense to me"? Unless you're just like a caveman, you're like, "Ooh, big stack better, big stack best stack. I pick right stack best stack." Like it's a lot going on here.
I'm sure that graph is incredibly misleading.
Probably.
Nothing like this has ever happened to the country before. You know, I would argue that the Native Americans feel differently.
I would also
Nations.
argue that like there have been other waves of immigration into this country.
Yeah.
And like we fucking dealt with it, man. We fucking when the Italians came over, when the Irish came over, like it just happened.
Yeah.
And
I mean-
like it wasn't great for those immigrants because we treated them like we're treating these immigrants, but like you know, it wasn't like, oh my god. I mean, it probably was. It probably was. You know what? It's America. It probably fucking was.
It absolutely was. But guess what? It ended up being just fine. Because it
Yeah.
always ends up just fine. No one needs to
Yeah.
listen to you weirdo racist motherfuckers just trying to preserve
Right.
something that isn't a fucking problem. Relax. I love tacos.
stopping immigration virtually at the border, which is a big subject. And I was very proud of that graph, but I only use it about 20% of the time. It's always on my left.
Dude, he asked you about what is your purpose for being alive now that you survived this bullet? And this
Man.
motherfucker is
Yeah.
stuck on his graph.
If he wasn't a fucking charlatan and a grifter, he would have said, I mean, he would have said God. Like that's his base, right? That's what
Boom.
his base wants.
Boom.
God.
That was
Yeah,
the tee
that
ball.
is.
That
Yeah.
was the ball on the tee. That was the
Yeah,
answer.
that was that was the low hanging fruit right there. Oh,
But he's like, no, it was this graph on immigration that saved me, and I don't know why.
Being a bigot saved his life. Correct, Ice. The low point is lowest illegal immigration, which happened to coincide with COVID at its worst point. Oh, you know,
I wonder why.
yeah.
I had the border completely locked down. I even unleashed a virus to stop everyone. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
unless that was your plan, dude, you can't claim COVID success. It's not how it works.
And it's always at
I moved so much sand with Hurricane Katrina. Like that's not how you like congratulate yourself. Like other stuff happened.
Hey, at 9/11, he was there, man. He was there.
Wasn't he the one
He
that
saw.
said he saw people like celebrating or whatever? on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rooftop? And he was like,
But
"Oh,
he was
I
also
thought it was
at
a
Ground
different-"
Zero.
which he wasn't, because he wasn't somewhere else,
Yeah.
like shooting a video. But then he was also saying that he was in New York. Like these, I don't know how motherfuckers just. We stopped listening to this motherfucker years ago, because he lies.
All the time.
Like he can't stop. It's weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
at the end of my speeches, always. And this was the very beginning of the speech. I mean, like the very beginning, it was on my right. So if
So the sign was the signal. Got it.
you add it
Yeah.
all up, it's like millions to one. Millions, the odds.
Millions.
If they would have brought that chart out at the end of the speech, his crowd size might have dwindled so much that maybe nobody else would have gotten hurt.
Yeah.
But I made that perfect turn. I just see it on television again. It's
I made a
today,
perfect
just
turn.
before I came in. It's up
Yep.
big on the screen again today.
Good for me.
And in finding out, I have the endorsement of the NRA, but I don't know. I have no knowledge of guns. Like as an example, I have two sons that have extreme knowledge. They're great shooters.
He knows about guns. He just bought that gold Deagle that had Trump all over it as a felon. Remember?
Also, Don Jr. probably shouldn't have guns and cocaine. Isn't that what Hunter Biden got in
Yeah.
trouble for?
You're
And
right.
Doesn't he trophy hunt, like kills giraffes and shit? Like
Yeah.
dude does not. He does the worst. Well, not the worst, but he does some of the nastiest shit you can do with a gun. The most unnecessary shit you can do with a gun.
He's out
Yep.
there killing fucking giraffes and then doing a line of cocaine off their carcasses.
Oh,
like,
off the horn. You ever snorted fresh fucking giraffe horn, man? Shit's fucking awesome.
And Don and Eric both told me separately that that's a guaranteed
Man, that ear looks fine, bro. It looks exactly the same as the ear he's got now.
That's moments before the shot, isn't it?
But doesn't
It's-
it look
yeah.
tilted up a little bit? You know, Ollie might be onto something. Look at that.
Yeah, but that's because his hair is fucked up.
Right, but see how his hair went like behind it, but on this one it's like flicked out to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that don't mean like I'm saying people aren't symmetrical.
Yo,
His two ears aren't exactly
did
the
the
same.
ear have an exploding cap with blood in it, bro?
I'm wondering.
Yo, it's a fake
there's no
ear implant.
No, there's no. It's a fake ear. That ear is fake.
But
that ear
there's,
is fake.
dude, we can't say that, dude, because people really like lost their lives in this shit. Like, I mean,
I'm
there's
talking
no way
about
this was
him.
fake, but still.
He's got a fake ear with a squib in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they played the sounds of the gunshots,
It was supposed to explode.
it was supposed to explode.
And then the dude had a real gun.
Yeah,
And that's where we're at.
yeah. You know what? I can't even.
No,
The conspiracy theory thing is too fucking crazy.
it is.
I'm done playing nice. It's bad that dude died, but he was also front row at a Trump rally. Like, what kind of person goes to the like? I understand that he was innocent, but
Yeah.
doesn't mean he was good.
No, he was probably an asshole in real life, but yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
They'll be all right. They already gave him like $7 million from other people's money.
Each shot for a bad shooter from that distance. 130 yards sounded like a long way away. As a shooter, that's a very close target.
So
They said
yeah.
to relate it to me.
So I've seen some videos of some dudes who was like, oh yeah, 130 yards with this gun, you can make that shot. Like it's not a bad shot. He's like someone even rigged up like a small little target that would have been like, yeah, Mike, you're the one that sent that one.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is where Trump was. This is the 130 yards. And he did it from prone and he did it from standing.
Yeah, one bullet. You only put one in the gun.
Yeah.
Show
So, like,
that it
it's-
wasn't faking, and he did it all in one shot. He was kind of slick with it. Very tactical. I don't know, man.
Maybe, and this is just me,
Okay.
I'm sure. There's a problem with guns in this country.
But Tim,
Yeah.
Timothy, Tim,
Understatement of the century.
Timothy Charlemagne Bristol, you calm down your mouth.
Perhaps this kid shouldn't have had it. Maybe.
Perhaps.
I
Didn't he
mean,
steal his dad's gun? Is that this case? Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Maybe
what they
his
always
dad
do.
wasn't a good gun owner.
But still.
You know, I feel like maybe someone should get like regulations on gun ownership. Something that would ensure the public safety.
Perhaps.
Well, yeah, but you'd also think that because like the guns are so prevalent in the States that nobody would be able to get within 1,000 yards with a long gun on
Ollie.
a rooftop.
Ollie, the guns outnumber us. There's more of them than there are of us.
Yeah,
Dude, and they keep
no,
fucking
we're
around with this
talking your
Boston
military, dude.
that Boston Mechanics fucking like little robot thing. I'm like, yo, stop making them better. How are you gonna get the gun away from him? Huh? You ever thought about that?
Nope.
Fucking down.
Once he figures out he has it, he's not letting it go.
He will download Kung Fu so fast it will whoop the shit out of everyone. Stop. For fuck's sake. I can't fight robots.
Why are you literally trying to make a Terminator?
Stop.
John Wick TI.
Fucking, you know it's a Terminator. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be a personal companion. Fucking assholes.
Personal companion with a gun. Like,
Yeah.
It's gonna be like those fucking hunter droids from fucking Mandalorian.
Huh?
They said it would be like sinking a 1-foot putt. I said, that's not good.
So why were you spared? You've had to reflect on this alone in the middle of the night in the golf cart
You have to
riding
say it's
down
God.
the way, thinking about it. How do you answer that? Why were you spared?
Yo, the Dr. Phil iPad cover is crushing
Because I
it.
turned my head perfectly. That's what he's going to say. Because I turned my head perfectly. It's like, no.
I'm just a perfect head turner.
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Wow.
So there had to be some great power, because you just can't say millions to
close.
one,
He's
millions
so
to one. I used to say 1,000,000 to one.
Yo, he didn't say God. Is he thinking he has great power?
Maybe.
Oh man.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
he thinks he's
He-
fucking Thanos.
He might be
or
on
He
something.
thinks he's divine.
Oh man.
Oh,
He's
boy.
God.
He's the second coming.
Much more than that, because again, you have to pull down the sign. There has to be a reason to go right, and I never go right. There's no reason. And not only go right, it's for about 1/8 of a second. It's not just right. It's out of all the time that we're on this planet, it's 1/8 of a second, right? So I shouldn't be with you. So,
Is there a purpose?
well-
Was there a reason you think you were spared?
I mean, the only thing I can think is that God loves our country, and he thinks we're going to bring our country back. He wants to bring it back.
God,
It's
he
so
said that
bad
the
right now, what's
grossest way
happening with
possible.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God loves our country and he wants me to fucking win. Like, that's so gross.
It kind of is.
I need a shower with fucking gasoline.
when you look at the
Why were
crime.
you spared? Because God loves America.
Yeah.
That's biblical.
The horrible things that are happening inside our country, and it can be solved. It can be solved fairly quickly. It has to be God.
Some people say in one shot.
I mean,
Has to be
how
the
can
hand
you
of
say
God.
it's luck when it's 20 million to 1? Okay, I mean, it's just not possible that I was in that
Keeps coming up
position.
with
It's
new
the only
numbers.
position where that bullet could have missed.
And you believe in God.
I do.
You believe God's hand was in this that day?
I believe so. Yeah, I do.
He literally had to walk him up to it and
He did.
say,
Yep.
God did it for you, not you're holy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. He had to be like, hey,
Yeah.
so God did this, right? And Trump's like, yeah, God, yeah.
God, yeah.
God, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know that
God.
guy. This
We're
God.
best friends. We're best friends.
We're co-workers, you and your Jesus.
I do.
And you talk about the country. You believe you have more to do. You weren't done. You were spared for a reason.
Well,
I wonder what Dr. Phil looked like with hair.
Wow. What kind of question is that?
I could see
Oh,
his like
I'll look it up.
hairline and his muscles.
Look it up.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be able to pull it up.
I know, but I'm gonna look it up anyway.
You want to see it?
God believes that. I guess we'll have to see. Number one, I'm in an election with a very vicious group of people. I won the election against Biden. I was
Oh, Joseph. Look at Joseph. Just lost, brother.
So update on the Dr. Phil hair thing.
Uh-huh. Is it curly?
No.
He hasn't had hair in a long time, dude.
He was a teenager and then he just became an old man with no hair. There's no in
Yeah.
between.
There's no in
Damn.
between. He just went bald.
He's
Suddenly.
been a bald guy for a long time.
There's a picture of him here where he only looks like he's 22 or 23 with a full mustache, but no hair.
Damn.
Yeah, the last time he had hair was in his high school photo. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
The hair gods came for him early.
Yeah.
Well,
High school portraits, yeah, that's the only one they're showing. You're right.
that's the ways it bees. We should get him a hairpiece. It'd be funny.
Look at this is my ADD, but look at how fucking confused Joe Biden
That's
looks.
what I'm saying. Remember
Yeah.
this night? This was a rough
It
night
was a
for
bad
us.
night. It was a bad night.
This was a rough night. I'm like, God, this will
Yeah.
not stop.
I'm glad somebody talked him into stepping down. It's whoever did that.
He's
Thank
just-
you.
Barack.
He looks. Yeah, it was definitely Barack. Barack
Barack
was
got
like,
him.
dude, come on.
He probably pulled out his phone. Do you see yourself? Would you like to see the clips? I'll show you the clips.
I'll send you the reels.
I mean, Joseph, they're just mocking you, and that's not how a president should be.
Yep.
Time to get out, Joe.
It's time to go.
You know, well, you got your dignity, bud.
Save yourself.
By 17 or 18 points after the debate. And they said, you know what, he's going to lose. They went and told him he's going to lose and we're going to change you out. And he said, no, I'm not going to do it. In fact, he said, only God will change me. But so.
Nick said you lost your Riz.
So,
And
just
God's name is Barack Obama.
on the topic of debate, so he was scheduled to debate on the 10th of September, is that right?
Yeah.
Against
On ABC.
Biden and on ABC with Harris. Now Harris wants to show up for that debate.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to, he's trying to get it for the 4th of September instead on Fox.
Oh yeah, that's already been settled. They're going to debate on the 10th on ABC.
Okay.
He's already lowering expectations for that debate, and then there'll be a vice presidential debate October 2nd.
Yeah, that sounds. No, 4th,
4th,
maybe.
but yeah, he was trying to get it on Fox for a long time, and the Harris campaign wasn't playing ball.
The ABC thing, the reason why he even made a stink about that, it wasn't that it was Kamala versus Biden. It was they wanted his mic to stay hot the whole time.
Yeah.
And his campaign was like, no, you need to mute that, please. No, when it's not his turn, you need to cut his mic or we're not doing it. Like, you need to turn that shit off. Like, nah, man, let it rock. That's good. We'll talk about the debate in a minute here.
Knows what happened there, but he said, I'm not leaving. You know, he got 14 million votes, and Kamala got none, 0. She ran against him.
So how did she
That's
get
not
none if they're on the same freaking ticket?
Yeah,
Dumbo?
they as a ticket got 14 million votes. Like, I understand what Trump's trying to do here, which is like the opposite of how Trump has operated his entire political career.
Exactly.
He's like, oh, why aren't they doing this in a democratic way? Which is a good point.
Right.
However, Trump is the least democratic motherfucker there is.
Yeah.
So,
He thinks
who
bullying is
cares?
politic.
Yeah, like, Kamala got 0 votes and Joe Biden got 14 million. She didn't earn it. Well, 1, she did, and 2, fuck you.
Yeah.
How about that?
I mean, yeah. Maybe Mike Pence could stick up for him. Oh, never mind.
Oh, you mean the guy
Hey, Mike
who
Pence.
who happened to be vice president on January 6th, 2020?
Hey, Mike Pence. Hey, Mike Pence.
How low does Vance have to be to follow Pence? So think about that.
Couch fucking low.
Trump fucking hates. By the way, Trump fucking hates JD Vance.
Yeah, now he does.
Oh, yeah.
And hates the guy.
He's like, this dude sucks. He's worse
He
than me.
He can't show up at a donut shop and order donuts like a regular fucking human being.
You have a bagel?
Hi, I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president. I thought you should know that.
It's too late now, but if Trump was smart, he would have went with Tulsi Gabbard, and then I would have been like, oh, we're cooked. But
Yeah.
he didn't because he's dumb. That was the checkmate, but you're stupid.
Yeah.
So,
Is it
Oh,
too
they-
late for him
oh,
to switch to VP?
he might switch to RFK, though, because RFK is on ballots already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But RFK's problem is he's got so much fucking baggage.
Oh,
Like-
man, yeah.
He's going to wait. This is weird, but if he does that, he's going to weigh down the Trump campaign with all his weird shit.
Look, if you don't like eating bear.
But can it be worse than Vance, though? That fucking
I don't know, kind of.
mackerel of a fucking personality? What?
I would say they are equally unpopular. They're
Well,
equally unpopular.
What what the Kennedy name does for you in popularity, Vance does for you on an evangelical front.
Yeah.
He's very Christotheocracy, which is
I
a
was
lot of
looking
people's
something.
vibe.
I
Except
think
for the
Vance
whole
is the
dress thing.
Vance is the least popular person in this election right now, favorability wise.
Did you hear about RFK cutting the head off of a whale with the chainsaw?
Yo, that dude is wild.
Dude, get
His
him out.
stories are insane.
He's gonna be in charge of Health and Human Services. I am leaving. I am for real leaving. No.
All right.
Wow.
So
The
right now,
anti-vax crazy person with brain
Right now-
parasites.
Vance's unfavorables is like -10.
Fucking Trump brainworm 2024.
And RFK's negatives or favorables is -8. So they're not good. Neither one of
Neck
them
and
is
neck.
good.
Neck and neck.
We're battling for who sucks the worst. There could be only one suckmaster.
Or as my grandmother used to say, shit ass and tight ass.
She got 0. She never made it to Iowa, which is the first state. And here
Because she knew she was getting groomed to be VP. Duh.
Yeah, right.
she is. She's on the other side. But, you know, it's like nobody ever had this before. You have an opponent. In politics, you have an opponent, and you win or you lose. But you don't have an opponent, and then you're doing well against the opponent. They take him out. They give you a new opponent. They give you a nice, fresh opponent. And so I have to win that. And if I win that, that would really...
So what if Biden died?
Yeah, like what if you
Yeah.
now they're just switching the opponent. No, that can happen in an election. So shut up.
I mean,
Didn't they try and impeach Biden? What if they had succeeded?
Marjorie Taylor Greene did.
yeah.
Oh, no, it
then
was
it would have been
Boulder.
Harris, right?
It was
But
one of
no,
those
I'm just
two.
saying if they would have forced Biden out, then it
Oh,
would have
like
been
they
Harris,
wanted
right?
to? Yeah. Yeah. If they would have
So,
if they would have
they
gotten
were-
their way earlier, then yeah, it would have been Harris anyway. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here-
That's what I'm saying.
Here's the problem once again. Trump is technically correct, and that this has not happened in modern politics. However, what are they supposed to do?
Just because something hasn't happened before doesn't mean it's illegal.
That's
Like-
right.
Like, it is a gamble that the Democrats did this anyway. It could have
Right.
turned out the other way. It could have been, Biden drops out, Harris is now the nominee, and she's deeply unpopular. Like, Harris is, for one, the only other person it could have been, and two, she was not popular as vice president. People did
No.
not like Harris as vice president. So
No,
it is
Her
is
popularity
honestly-
is shocking right
it is
now.
honestly a mystery why
Yeah.
she is so popular right now,
Yeah.
because she is the same exact person she was 2 months ago when people hated
Right.
her.
So
It's the fact that she's not Joe Biden. That's what it is.
There
She's
it
not
is.
Joe
what it
Biden.
is. Yeah.
That's her.
And
That's her best quality. She's not an 80-year-old white man.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out in something in 2015 that had never happened before in politics.
Mm.
Running for president when never holding a fucking office in any other
Yeah.
level before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And getting it. You know? It's
And
like
you
that.
know,
It never happened
uh,
before. You just did that. Fuck
Right.
off.
Former Republican candidate for president, Nikki Haley, got it right. She said the first party to drop their 80-year-old fucking candidate
Wins.
is going to be the party that wins.
Yep.
Her name is Nimrata, actually, Tim.
Well, she goes by Nikki.
Can't whitewash that shit over here, baby. Now on the BIM Podcast Network.
We served
And I'm still looking at you, Raphael Cruz.
to say that there's some...
Right.
And I do that because they love to dead name people and not give trans people their rights. Yet they want to have fucking fake nicknames that they run around with. And I'm supposed to just, you know, identify them as what they want to identify as today. Yeah. You hide your Indian heritage, try to look like a Mexican girl or something, and then you get mad at people for being themselves. Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
incredible power up there that wanted me to be involved in saving, and maybe it's more than saving the
gross,
nation.
dude.
Maybe it's saving the world. You know, I get along with all those tough guys. And Russia,
Oh, Trump's going to save the world.
I didn't die from that bullet because I'm supposed to save the world, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm him.
I mean, go big or go home,
Orange
I
is heavy.
guess.
Fucking X said her name is Toby. Her name is Reek at this point.
Russia wouldn't have gone into Ukraine. You'd have 1 million people living right now. You'd have cities all over Ukraine. I mean, these magnificent cities with the domes and the golden domes and towers.
They would just be owned by Russia.
Demolished so many those cities. The country is just demolished. Israel wouldn't have happened. October 7th would have never happened.
Israel
Iran was broke
happened.
with me.
Why that pixelated fucking image?
Again, what the fuck is this?
And I don't want them to be broke, but I don't want them to have a nuclear weapon.
So you think you're meant to take those challenges on? You're meant to serve in that way?
I don't.
Wow, that's some generous framing there, Phil.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. In thinking about it,
he still missed the fucking ball.
It's beyond any of us, I guess, to really know that. But I can say that for that bullet to have gone along this path right here, and for that bullet to have gone along that path
and hit somebody else
and hit the top of my ear, as opposed to any other place, would have been no good.
Show us the scar.
And it traveled that path for a long way, you know.
Pull back your wig.
That path was traveled for a long way.
It killed a man behind you.
It did. It
Ugh.
killed a man, and it
Corey Comparatore,
That's
and
right.
it critically injured 2 others.
who thought they weren't going to make it. You know, the doctors said they will not make it, and they did. The doctors were incredible.
But they're stupid, apparently.
Yeah, right?
You've been very attentive and involved with those families. And
X says, bitch, you didn't get hit with a 2-2-3 round. You'd be missing one more ear.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You'd be done, dude.
Yeah.
Didn't get hit. I don't care what anyone says. That bullet didn't fucking touch him.
I understand a lot of support and help for those families has taken place.
Well, we gave a friend of mine who's a pretty rich guy, was very moved by what happened. And he said, do you mind if I give Corey, he called him Corey.
Hold on here. He was the one that got shot at.
Yeah.
And a person who went to one of his rallies got killed.
Yeah.
And a friend of his was like, do you mind if I like give them some money? He's like, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna do it. Like, what the fuck? Why doesn't he be like, no, this is on me.
Yeah.
I'll give the money. I'm also rich, theoretically.
Yeah.
Like,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We saw that tax return, big guy. Yeah, we knew it. $200,000 in assets is not a lot of money, dude. You're not a fucking millionaire.
Like, Trump didn't grasp like the fact that guy was there because of him.
Doesn't
and he's like, maybe I should do something about it.
But he has a very rich friend.
What a fucking sociopath.
Yeah.
No connect. He's completely disconnected from what the experience of reality that we're all sharing right now. He's not part of that.
Feels that way.
He's just not.
You're right. It feels that way. He's in his own little fucking. We're in the 616 and he's in like the 1005.
Correct.
Right. So yeah.
He gone.
He said, do you mind if I give Corey, he called him Corey. Everyone calls him Corey now. Firefighter, great firefighter.
Yeah, everyone calls him Corey. You know, his first fucking name. You know, they say, hey, Mr. Corey.
I called him, hey, that fucking guy over there, but everyone else calls him Corey.
A chief of a small town.
Volunteer, right?
Volunteer. No substantial money, obviously. You know, they live comfortably. They love each other.
And that's the first thing he goes to is how much money the family has.
I know.
Right.
Look at these poor people.
That's how he judges everyone.
He can't help it. Even when he's trying to be sweet, you know, he can't help but say asshole shit because he's just an asshole. That's all he's got.
And like Phil is constantly feeding him like little details that he should mention, like, oh, he's a volunteer firefighter. Remember, he's a volunteer firefighter. It's like Trump's like, oh yeah, he's poor, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They have
He's
a great
one of them
family.
poors.
Beautiful family, actually, but not money. And I said, good, what do you want to give? He said, $1 million. He wrote out a check right in front of me for $1 million, and we presented it to the wife. That's more money than the...
Once again,
$1 million.
Trump let someone else
Yep.
give this dude, this family, $1 million for something that Trump is ultimately responsible for. And he was like, oh, yeah, here's the money we're giving you. But he's not giving any money.
No.
No.
Whether
He's
or
the guy
not
who
he
signs.
has...
He's the guy who signs the gift card. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me sign the card on your present.
He's like, oh, we presented them $1 million.
Yeah, we.
Yeah, but it's not your money.
Wait a second. He never said he presented them $1 million. He said the other guy wrote a check for $1 million.
Right,
We have
and
no idea what kind of cut Trump took out of that before he
he's like,
handed
yeah,
it
I'll
on,
make sure
right?
that I'll make sure they
So-
get it.
Like if he was any kind of human being, when that person said that to him, is like, I'll donate $1 million. Trump at least would have said, I'll match it.
I'll match
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
At least I'll match you. He's supposed to be worth what, $10 billion?
Yeah, some shit like
Whatever,
that.
That's that's literally a penny to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't give a penny. A penny of
And-
your worth.
I know how campaign finance works. He could have fucking done that through the campaign.
X says that's Australian dollars.
Yeah.
That's yen.
Got a check right
Basically
in front of me
worthless.
for $1 million, and we presented it to the wife. That's more money than they have ever even thought about. But on top of that, we
That'll bring your husband back.
raised close to $6 million in GoFundMe, and that's going to be split up.
GoFundMe. Wow.
So your rich friend gave $1 million. All the other poors gave $5 million, and you clapped.
Yeah. He was like, oh, I helped. Guys, I helped.
I'm part of this.
At no point did Trump say, I gave money or I did this. It's other people did this for these people, and I just took the credit.
Listen to how nice these people are.
We're doing it now.
That's the only time he uses we. It's me, I, until it's giving or like some sort of like benevolent thing, and then it's we did this nice thing. But if anything has to get like some credit, it's always I.
Yeah.
Fucking guy, dude. I could not. That's why people were fucking leaving his fucking cabinet left to right, just like pulling their hair out, like I can't take it anymore. Fucking snapping. Just
Obviously, with Corey's family getting more, the other two made it, and they're going to be in good shape. I can't stress how good those doctors were. It was going to be 3 dead, and it turned out to be 1, but they were hit hard. And they just made it. They were very close also. And so
doesn't know how
they're
to
going
do
to be
this.
getting
Nope.
probably close to $1.5 million.
Fucking X.
How'd you feel about the Secret Service?
I don't know if we can repeat that one.
and the job they
I
did?
saw it.
Well, look, they were very brave, because when those bullets were coming at me, and you saw it, I was down, because I went down quickly, fortunately. Otherwise, because the bullets were going right over my head. So that was another thing. But see, I don't talk about that as that was a question of going down. The other was a question of you had to be in an exact, perfect position, and it's almost impossible to have achieved that position. You have to be right. You
how
have
long
to
are
have
we
used the
gonna talk
graph.
about this?
The whole thing is just so crazy. You never use it at the beginning of the speech. Never. I've never used it at the beginning. I just said, pull down.
He's talking about the sign, but he's forgetting to like reestablish the nouns in which he's using to like.
Yeah, I
So
know.
everything's an it and a that and a they and a, because he doesn't. He's lost the ability to tell stories, so he just speaks extemporaneously.
He's just talking in a fucking circle. Like,
Yeah.
Bill's got to take him out of this circle and talk about something else, because he's just saying the same things over and over.
We're halfway through.
God.
Pull down the graph, and I look over at the.
It took them 11 minutes to fucking get through the subject. Like, Jesus Christ.
And all he said was, well, now that you haven't died, how do you feel? And what do you want to do next? He's still talking about it.
graph and I get whacked. Sort of like a bolting deer. Don, my son Don, said it's like a bolting deer. Great shots can miss a bolting deer. They shoot simultaneously with the deer bolting, and it bolts for some reason.
We should get bolting deer Donald Trump shirts. I don't think we can do that one though.
No, probably not.
There's probably like some implicit like targeting.
Yeah.
Implied language there that we probably can't, but you got lucky this time. But I do have the Kool-Aid shirts.
Reason. I guess that was my bolt. But it was absolutely amazing. But the Secret Service, obviously somebody should have been on the roof. You can't, the roof was empty.
This is how you know that he doesn't understand human feelings. He said it was absolutely amazing. Talking about the attempt on his life. Yeah. Not I was terrified or I was scared or I didn't know what to do. He only has a set number of words.
Yeah, he only has salesman words.
And like talking about it like in the terms of like, oh, it was absolutely amazing. Even if he was like talking about, oh, the Secret Service protection was amazing, which it wasn't.
Clearly.
He's not like he's disassociated from the whole situation.
Yeah. And I think like you're saying, like he uses these like catchphrases as like verbal crutches.
Yeah.
And then people like use them now as if like that's an actual way of speaking. Like everything was outstanding, everything was fantastic, everything was amazing. Like that's what salesmen do. That's not how people talk.
Yeah.
He also took credit back away from God and said it was him that turned his head in time there
too.
I
mean, he wasn't going to let God have that one. Like, that one was me, God. So,
yeah.
I dodged the bullet. You didn't do shit.
Obviously, somebody should have been on the roof. You can't, the roof was empty. And there was a lack of communication between local law enforcement and Secret Service. It seems to be coming out. So they're going to have to work that out. I can say this on stage. We
should have picked up your walkies.
We had great bravery because bullets were coming at me and they were coming right on top of me. And
oh, I'm definitely clipping that for later with him saying that again.
They were coming right on top of me.
And they were coming right on top of me.
Oh, that's gross.
You gotta overlay that with a picture of that one where he's swinging the tennis racket from behind. Where
I don't know about all those behind shots. I don't know about all that. I didn't see that.
Work that out. I can say this on
here it is.
Stage. We had great bravery because bullets were coming at me, and they were coming right on top of me, and within about 3 or 4 seconds, I was covered with bodies.
They were coming right on top of me within 3 or 4 seconds.
And I was covered.
That's gross.
That's why this episode is worth it. The single greatest clip of my soundboard history. One more again from the top, Trumpy Beans, because this is too good. I gotta savor this. He's gonna be gone soon. Like in 10 years, when we're still doing this show, still trying to get monetized, he won't be around, and we'll only have these clips to remember these special moments. All right, mute your mics or something. I'm gonna try and get those for the soundboard.
All right. I'm gonna mute myself.
I'm gonna mute too because I'm probably gonna cough or something.
And they were coming right on top of me. And within about 3 or 4 seconds, I was covered with bodies.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, my God.
That's so good. That's so good.
Had the sniper.
That is so out of context.
Dude, that is the greatest gift I have ever been given by a political candidate is that clip. Oh.
The Secret Service sniper, and it may have been somebody else in addition. May have been a local police shot also. I don't know.
What?
Man,
I doubt it.
You do not want to run afoul of those dudes.
Oh.
Yeah, look at the equipment those fuckers have.
Whew. You are no bueno.
I saw the moment the sniper saw the guy. The sniper was like, "Oh, there's a guy over there." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look, X says it literally says police on his back. I wonder which department took care of this. But it does say Secret Service on there. It's small.
Yeah, it does say. Yeah, Secret Service police. Yeah.
Yeah.
But had that shot not been made from a long distance, much longer, and hit its target, one bullet, then they would have been dead probably, because there would have been a pile and he would have been shooting into the pile. And in addition, you would have had a lot of people killed. This could have been like that Las Vegas disaster where that.
All right, this is something rare. Trump actually did something good after the Las Vegas tragedy. Do you guys remember what it was?
No.
No.
He banned bump stocks.
Oh, that's right. He
Okay.
did.
And then he took a lot of heat from the right for banning bump stocks when it was pretty obvious that we should ban bump stocks after. And if anybody doesn't remember, that guy barricaded himself up in a hotel room up on like the 20-something floor and had multiple ARs with bump stocks on tripods with just like a whole room full of ammunition, and just laid waste to a crowd of concert goers. And they couldn't find them. They couldn't get in the room. It was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. No one could figure out what to do. But after that tragedy, they finally had enough public movement and public energy behind it to ban the bump stock. But they're trying to Mandalay Bay. That's the name of the hotel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe the Supreme Court undid all that shit, though.
Yes, they did.
That horrible human being killed a lot of people at a concert.
Has this changed you? Has it changed your appreciation for life? Has it changed anything about you? Did you hug your kids extra hard? I mean, has it
Be
changed
truthful,
you?
Trump.
A lot of people ask me, and a lot of people say, like,
Well,
have you developed any?
Oh, let me get a screenshot of this right here. Just save that for later. I might need that for future memes.
People ask me, and a lot of people say, like, have you developed any fear of, doing this? Like, because look, being president is a dangerous job.
So I wanted to run this back again. I caught this the first time I listened to it through. He did his bravado thing, but when Phil asks him like a real question, he actually starts to think about shit. His age comes out because he's not doing his showman voice, and like he answers a real question, and you can hear like the gravel in his voice. You can hear the age.
Yeah.
Have you developed any fear of, doing this? Like, because look, being president is a dangerous job. It's much more dangerous than a race car driver or than anything. It's probably the most dangerous profession if you think about it. Just go up and down the list.
The profession of being president. I don't know, man.
It's not as dangerous as being a volunteer fire chief, apparently.
Yeah.
as dangerous as being a soldier.
Yeah.
For a Trump rally attendee.
Yeah.
That is a nice tie. I'm looking at Dr. Phil's tie.
He's got the matching pocket square.
It's got a nice little diamond pattern in there. It's nice.
So you have 46 and numerous left early or got hit. It's a very dangerous job.
How many presidents have been assassinated? 5?
I think it's 5. You got Lincoln.
Or that's how many have been shot.
Yeah, because I think only 2
2
or 3 have actually been assassinated.
Right. They've been shot. Like Kennedy, Lincoln. Reagan got shot, but he lived.
Reagan got shot, but he lived. There were numerous attempts. Maybe, McKinley.
JFK, McKinley, Lincoln. Thank you.
Yeah. But, like, there were numerous attempts on, Andrew Jackson.
Yeah.
Lincoln
killed a guy in a duel.
Yeah, I heard about that. Fucking wild.
Fucking shot a man dead. Buck wild.
Jackson did have it coming. Yes, that's true.
I never realized how dangerous, but I was at the border yesterday, and they were a dangerous place. He allowed it. He and her allowed it to become.
See, he can't do he doesn't trust him remembering names anymore, so everything has to be he and she and it. He can't
Pronouns
get names. Boy. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't believe in pronouns.
Dangerous. It's a very, very dangerous place. I was doing an interview, and Secret Service said, "Sir, please, no more standing up." They don't want me to stand up. You know, people, especially with the kind of weapons they have today, people have shots, and
people have shots.
People have shots.
People have shots.
You know who was advertising a Barrett 50 cal? Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was giving it away to one of her lucky contributors, and she did a whole fucking video shoot of like, good thing Buddy didn't fucking go to Marjorie Taylor Greene's fucking website and win that sweepstakes, or else we would not be having this fucking conversation.
Yeah, there'd be nothing left of him.
He would be pink mist, and so would half of that fucking back row.
Yep.
That is a Halo sniper.
But it's an interesting. It's a great job. It's an interesting job. You can do so much good, but it's a dangerous job.
Well, you say that you may have been spared to serve, and to do that as President of the United States, you have to defeat Kamala Harris on November 5th. First,
thank you, Dr. Phil, for saying her name right.
What do you think of her as a person? What do you think of Kamala Harris as a person, just personally?
Oh, God.
Well, I don't know her.
Ooh, that's a good start.
You get to know people when you watch them on television or when you see them and read them, and but.
So you don't know her personally?
She's a Marxist. Well, I can see by action.
What? She's a Marxist? Where did that come from, even though?
Oh, you know what? I need to get that for Brenna. Since when Brenna says anything, I'm just going to call her Marxist.
So you don't know her personally?
She's a Marxist. Well, I can see by action. She's a person that wanted to defund the police very strongly, bailed out a lot of people in Minnesota from jails who did some really bad.
She works with the police.
She sends people to fucking jail.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Yeah.
Things. I saw that very loud and clear then when that took place. A lot of bad things. I mean, she's done a lot of bad things. There will be no fracking. There will be no drill.
The question was, so do you know her?
Yeah, the question was,
yeah.
What do you think of Kamala Harris personally? She's a Marxist.
Yeah.
Drilling. She doesn't want to drill, which will mean our country is going to shrivel up and die. You can't run the country without fossil fuel, at least not for quite a while, because you don't have the power. They don't have the power. You know, they have all sorts of nice
power. He speaks in like 10-year-old terms.
He's just so far off the topic right now. I'm boggled. Ow, my brain hurts.
What do you think about her?
He's hashing my buzz.
What do you think about her personally? You know, the frack, oil. It's just what we need to keep the power. You gotta have the power.
It's like, fuck.
Where are you, brother?
I'm gonna have to do some more hot knives here or something, because he just fucked up my buzz altogether. Jesus.
He sobered up a Holly in 5 sentences.
Contraptions, but they don't have wind is fine, but it kills the birds. It destroys the fields. Destroys the fields. What it does.
It causes
you know how economists and various they go over it. Wind is the most expensive energy in the world, and the environmentalists love it. Why do they love it? It kills all the birds. Walk to the bottom of a windmill and take a look. It looks like a bird cemetery.
No,
but
I just gotta say, I drive by every Tuesday on my lunch break, just for something to do. I go to the wind farm that's a couple of miles away from where I work.
Uh-huh.
All right. I sit underneath one of those giant fucking fans.
Oh,
there are zero fucking birds around.
Oh, Ollie, you're gonna turn into a radioactive dead bird if you sit under there.
He is so full of fucking shit.
Fucking a dead bird cemetery.
They make so much noise. There's no way birds are going anywhere near the fucking things. Oh my god. Fuck.
Bottom of a windmill and take a look. It looks like a bird cemetery.
Uneducated.
But
so stupid.
you need the fossil fuel. She's totally against it. And you know, politicians, when they're against something early, that's where they're going to be. And if she got in, she would not allow fracking in Pennsylvania. She will not allow drilling all over the place. The only
It makes earthquakes.
Yeah, like
reason she's
I wouldn't allow fracking either. Like,
Destroys your water.
I've seen the flammable water videos.
Gets into the water table.
allowing it now is they were ending everything, and all of a sudden prices started to go up through the roof. And they say, go back to the Trump policy for a little while. But if she won this election, she'd go to things that won't work. The Green New Scam, I call it. And it'll be very bad. I think she'd be worse than Biden. Biden was the worst president in the history of our country. She's going down as the worst.
Present company excluded.
Yeah.
The vice president. I mean, she was known 5 weeks ago. She was known as a joke. She was known as a terrible vice president. Laughed at, scoffed at. They wanted him out, but they didn't want her. They would have done anything to get anybody on the list. You know, they had a list of 10 people. And they put her on the list, and she came in 11th. She was the last on the list.
So, Trump, I have a question for you. If I make a list of people, and there's 10 people on the list, who's number 11 on the list, Trump?
No, but I think he's trying to say that she like wanted to add her name or something, and they like put her name in at 11 just to like appease her, I guess.
I think he was trying to like show that she was the bottom pick, but you have to remember that in that same sentence you said that the limit was 10. So you should have said she was 10th, not 11th, because then she wouldn't be on the list because there's only 10 people on the list. Remember? It's your made up idea. Just stay consistent, big guy. You're almost done.
Actually, in terms of professionalism, in terms of everything else. Then all of a sudden they realized that's not going to be politically acceptable. They didn't want to do it. They didn't have the guts to make that move. And they ended up with her. And then the fake news media, of course, got right behind her. And at this moment, she can do no wrong. But if you
He's salty. Salty.
He's salty.
follow politics...
Remember, the beginning of this question was, what do you think of Kamala Harris personally?
There you go. That's all we're asking, brother.
You see what she said? She'll destroy this country with her tax increases and everything else.
You don't have anything against
On rich people.
Yeah,
personally.
No.
You're just talking about her values and her belief. You don't know her.
No, I don't. I don't know her. I don't know her.
But these are things that she said then, but is she saying different things now about fracking and that sort of thing? Because the things you're saying she said, I've heard her say those things in the past, but is she saying different things now?
Well, a lot of things, I would say 95, maybe almost 100% is totally different. She's like my policy. She's like energy and this. You know, we were energy independent 4 years ago. Today, it's a whole different story. But
that was a whopper.
Yeah. Wow.
He is flaming out. Engine 2 is flaming out.
everything's changed. She's gone from no fracking under any circumstances.
I think he thought that was another layup question. And he's like, okay, I'll run with that. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
No, he was asking you. And he doesn't understand that it was a question, not a layup.
We're not talking a long time ago. We're talking about 3 years ago. And we're talking about when she was running. When she was running against Biden, and I guess they had close to 22 people. She was the first one to leave. She was out. She did very badly. That's why it's so crazy. She was last out of 22, and now she's the one that is running. And she's getting a free press. Her speech.
Getting a free press. Okay.
When you examine it, it was very bad for our country. She's going to raise taxes tremendously. She's
On you.
going to force companies out of our country.
Don't care.
You know, these are great international companies. They don't have to be here. They can be in other countries. You know that better than anybody. And if other countries,
Dr.
maybe
Phil know
in
that
Europe
better than
or
anybody?
other places,
I mean, what a ringing endorsement of this country. Hey,
Yeah.
potential investors all over the world, don't come here at shit unless I'm here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like some of the work for someone who claims to be this business mogul and capitalist. This is some of the most idiotic money speak I've ever heard. Even if you thought this, you would never say it. Especially if
Yeah.
you're trying to be some sort of political anything, you would never say this dumb shit out loud. It's so against what you want to happen.
national companies, they don't have to be here. They can be in other countries. You know that better than anybody. And if other countries, maybe in Europe or other places, are going to say, we're going to charge you 10% tax, and the U.S. is going to be at 54% when you add local and state taxes. I mean, they get paid for how much
That's not
money they
even
make.
true.
It's a simple.
He doesn't
The-
even know what he's wrong about.
The average tax that a corporation pays right now, let's see, the actual tax rate is 21%. The actual tax rate on average that a corporation pays is somewhere between like 10 and 12%.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
it's
even
54%.
Oh yeah, if
big?
you add in the state, but like states are also giving like millions of dollars in free taxes for corporations that headquarter there. So
Correct.
like, he just doesn't care. He just lies. It's
Like
just
Amazon,
the
All
worst.
the time.
Amazon won't build if they can't build for free.
Amazon's effective tax rate is $0.
Right. Like they only do loopholes. Loopholes only around here. And that's the problem.
Simple business, very simple business. How much money is the company making? And if you're going to have to pay 54% here, you're gone. You're going to move to another country. They have some very nice countries to live in, and they're very loyal to their shareholders. They almost have an obligation to do it. So she's going to chase a lot of companies out of our country with what she's talking about.
You've been commander-in-chief. She's been commander-in-chief on the border. As commander-in-chief, how would you grade her paper on the border? If you
Okay, so that's all
What?
that he gives us for free. The rest is behind his little app, I want all of your
Oh.
information wall.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's okay. The question he was asking was incorrect anyway, but
right.
boy. So we have to review this nonsense?
Yep.
Yeah, we have to
and
review
that's-
this nonsense.
I mean, Phil didn't say much, but do we give him a grade, or are we just going to do Trumpy here?
I think we're just gonna do Trump. I mean, Phil really just did like standard interviewer stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
Oh.
it's good he kind of stayed out of the way. Gave
Yeah.
him softballs, and then like we can
Yeah.
judge his answer from the softballs.
But
There we go. There's a good one.
that's a good one. So, content, the words, and you can play along in the chat.
Yes.
Give us a grade from I'll explain the system here. F is the worst. Goes all the way up to A, and if you feel particularly great about something, it's an S rank.
Mm-hmm.
But first we're going to review content, which is the words that Trump spoke from his dumb mouth.
From his idiotic whore mouth.
Stupidity was said. Stupidity. Straight up stupidity. Like could it be worse?
I can't even give him a D. I can't
Yeah, it's
think
F.
of one. I can't think of one
F.
thing that I'm like, well, at least he said this. But all of it was
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah,
But could he have been worse?
I
Do
don't
we
think
give
so.
him the absolute worst grace?
I
You don't
mean-
think he could have been worse?
He could have been worse.
I think
I
it
mean,
was worse
we
like
can't-
on a couple other interviews he did just recently, but
We can't grade Trump on a scale of Trump to Trump.
Ugh.
It's what did he say, and why is it bad?
It's bad.
If you're grading on a
It's
scale of
bad.
Trump to Trump, it's not the worst thing. It's not the worst possible thing Trump could say.
but it's
But-
just overall bad. Yeah, okay, I'll give him an F.
As an interview,
I
as
gotta
a
give him an F.
video, yeah, that's an F. Like, what the fuck even was that?
Yeah, that was just a total disaster. Train off the rails.
Like, he just
X-
kept trying to get you to say easy shit, and you just can't figure out how to fuck
Yeah.
answer the easy questions.
No,
X in the chat also says F, so we're going with
That's right.
F.
Yes.
F.
The next category is a delivery. How well do you feel about the dumb things that Trump said out of his mouth?
See, this is where I can give him a D, because he was audible.
That's
Like-
true.
Yeah,
Like,
he
that's
was speaking plainly. He was understandable, but he was 90% of the time so far off topic that he wasn't making sense.
Yeah.
So could he have been worse? I guess he could have been saying
If he mumbled,
like, yeah,
because this is just delivery. Like, I mean, he didn't give me like Obama giving a speech. That's an S, right? Because he gets the crowd going. He gets he gets you. As far as this and how he spoke here, I mean, English, yeah, it was all in one language. So names on the paper, that's a point. But that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have too many cohesive thoughts, but that's
he clearly stated the things that were in his head at the time.
right.
true.
Yeah,
That
like
is
he
accurate. That is
Yeah.
accurate.
he clearly
So-
verbalized his train of thought.
He said
So-
what he was meaning to say.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that because I don't know if he knew what he was meaning to say. So I don't know if I can give him credit for that.
Chat also says D, so
D?
I think D.
I think
D's
consensus
nuts.
D. That
I need to
sounds
put
right.
that on the soundboard. D's
All right. Third is presentation. How does Trump look? How
His
is he
appearance?
dressed? His appearance, the room that he's in, the overall like
Find a
quality.
wide shot. Find a wide shot.
Wide one?
Yeah. Well, there were the show like. I don't know if Dr. Phil does all of his fucking interviews in those ginormous fucking chairs, but those are ridiculous.
It does look
right?
like they're sitting in Daddy's chair,
It
and
looks
Yeah.
like, dude, they
and
look like
they're very tiny
miniatures. It
people.
looks like there's chess
They
pieces
do.
behind them.
They look like they're dwarves or sitting in human chairs
Little
or
borrowers.
halflings,
The
right?
little
That's
borrowers.
pretty funny, actually. It's
So,
like the chairs have a forced perspective.
but I mean, I don't know who dresses Trump, but there's no way you let him sit in that chair and have his pant legs up that fucking high
The
if you
flood
care
waters
about
are
him at
coming.
all,
The flood's coming, Ollie.
right? So
X in the chat says F. His slacks are up to his fucking knees when sitting.
Yeah. And I mean, look at the way that you can clearly tell he's wearing a fucking diaper right now by how far the bulge is sticking out past his fucking back. Right? I mean, fucking F 100% of the way for this fucking lack of fucking thought and presentation and the way they set this whole fucking thing up.
Yeah.
Right?
And those shoes are
I
not
mean,
cute.
Like
Nah.
he's wearing a good suit. If he would have been like presented properly, he would have looked all right. But he's made to look like he's a fucking moron in a diaper.
Trump looked better in the Bible ad that we reviewed. Remember that?
Yeah.
He looked better in that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a new ad out. We'll have to
So-
watch that next.
I agree. F. It's
F.
just he looks like a tiny little boy sitting in a big boy chair. Like
Yeah.
it's bad.
He looks like he doesn't belong there.
And
Well,
and
neither
honestly,
one of them do. Honestly, that the room set up bad, and yeah,
Dr.
like-
Phil is I assume a taller man. He's like 6 foot
He is.
something.
yeah,
So like he looks a little bit more appropriate sitting in that chair.
yeah.
It's
But
still a
even
giant
still,
chair.
it's like they tried to get a shot of them sitting down, and they didn't give them a second to, like, fix their pants, and, like, if you're wearing dress clothes, you kind of gotta readjust everything.
You
know,
do.
because the act of sitting pulls the fabric up. It's
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
just went live or whatever. They hit record and they didn't give them a chance to pull their pants back down from up their butt cracks.
It's
But
like
here we are.
whoever's directing this should have
Yeah.
been sitting there saying, "Okay, get in there and fix them," and before we say go,
Yeah.
right? Nobody
Trump,
fixed them.
put your hands on the armrest and lift your butt up. I'm gonna pull your pant leg down so you don't look like
Yeah.
a fucking psychopath in this interview.
Yes. Yeah.
This is yet another example of Trump has all these staffers, but nobody fucking likes him.
No one's
Because
yeah.
if someone was his friend, they would have fixed him.
I wouldn't let you boys up on fucking TV with your fucking pants up like that. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
put your booty up right now. I'm pulling your pants down a little bit. I don't care what it looks like. I'm fixing my homie's pants.
It was the same thing when he was president, and they let him walk on Air Force One with fucking toilet paper on his shoe.
Oh yeah. They did, didn't they?
But
said a fucking word.
No one's bending down there to fix that pant leg because it's too close to the diaper. It's too close. Oh, Dr. Phil's probably listening to his like gross old man just like blow dryer air being passed through an onion farts that are just probably going the whole time, just flowing out of them.
McDonald's farts.
Hydrogenated soybean oil farts.
X says it looks like Trump's about to do a cannonball.
It looks like he's about to hike a ball. Like he's ready to fucking hike the football.
Yeah. Last category, as always, vibes. How does Trump make you feel?
Dirty.
Icky. He
Go-
always
go-
makes you feel icky. Like how nothing comes out of his mouth that makes any fucking sense, so he confuses the fuck out of you. And half the shit that's coming out of his mouth is just gross to hear, so he makes you feel icky at the same time. It's like, ugh.
X says F, he makes me physically ill.
Yeah.
I'm having symptoms. He's a weirdo.
As the kids would say, Trump has negative riz.
Negative
I still don't know
riz.
what Riz is, and I'm too afraid to ask.
Kind of am too.
I'm not asking, okay, hey, can you explain what Riz is to me? No one will tell me what the word means, and then I tried to look it up, and it just made me more confused.
X says it's charisma, so Riz is just short for
Riz.
charisma.
Thank you, X. X has
Okay.
X is connected
That
to the
almost
youth.
makes sense.
It almost makes me want to make like D&D references, but then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not cool, and this is why I'm not cool, is because I take a word like Riz and I try to make it a D&D reference.
His charisma score would be like a 2.
No, if he was a 2, we wouldn't be able to understand him. He'd be just speaking
Minimum
gibberish
3,
then.
yeah.
Right, yeah. He's at least a 3, maybe even a 4.
Because he speaks common.
But yeah.
That's right. Does he speak common? That's a good question.
3.5.
like he speaks common. He doesn't speak common well. He doesn't speak like in clear, like coherent thoughts. But yeah, he does speak it.
I agree that his Riz is an F.
Is a negative.
No Riz. Is that what we're
He is
calling? Are we cool now, Tim? Can we change the vibe and just call it the Riz factor?
Nah,
The
vibe
Riz
is
factor.
in. Isn't vibe in? Vibe is in.
I think people be vibing. I don't think they talk about the vibes of the place.
Listen, that whole fucking DNC convention, all they talked about was the fucking vibe.
That's right.
But remember when John McCain was like, "Follow me on Twitter," and we're like, "Okay, Twitter's dead." You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, are we doing the old people thing where we just like adopt some shit that doesn't belong to us?
That Joe fucking Biden's fucking TikTok didn't take down TikTok because he just did a TikTok about how much he fucking loves cookies.
That should have been a meme. The meme that never was.
So we're all agreed.
Yeah.
F on vibes.
Yeah.
Man, this is really going to bring down Trump's overall score.
He got 3 Fs and a D, I believe.
Only reason he was up so high in the first place is because y'all forgot racism was bad.
How about that?
And voted him C's and B's on shit where he should have got F's.
All right, I just have to change the formula for Trump because we've reviewed him so many goddamn times. Wow. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that brings Trump's overall score down to a F+.
F+.
He was at a D-. Now he's at an F+.
There you go.
Where does that put him on the old scoreboard here?
I bet you it dropped him down into that bottom 3.
Is
He was
Trump
at 4 or 5,
better
wasn't he?
than Ben Shapiro now? Ben Shapiro.
So what we need to do is make...
Trump and Shapiro are now tied for 3rd.
Ooh.
There you go.
We need to make like some sort of Top Gear-esque board.
Yeah.
That we can update.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Just like, I almost damn near want there to be like some sort of physical board that Tim controls on an easel.
I should do it. Like I could do that. I get a whiteboard behind me and just
moving stuff around on it. Yeah.
Or Tim, just put up your fucking green screen, but only a part of it in a frame, so you can just like use it as like a prompter, like the weatherman. I like it. Okay, bring us home.
So thanks for watching and listening and being a part of the show.
We love you.
To everyone in the chat, mostly X, and yeah.
PC was earlier.
Sticking around.
I believe though.
Oh yeah. We had a few people in the chat.
Ryan.
We had
what up, Ryan?
Yeah.
Ryan, yeah, that's right too. Yeah.
I like doing the live because the audience can participate.
It's fun.
And I don't have to edit so much.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
There's the truth. Editing sucks.
Editing blows. It blows. But if you like the show, like and subscribe on the YouTube.
Don't say the P word. We're not gonna talk about it anymore.
We're not supposed to talk about the other thing, apparently.
We're just gonna leave it. We're just not gonna even mention it, and we're gonna see how that goes for like a couple of months and see what happens.
Okay.
Because us reminding people is obviously just making people turn off the channel. So I'm just not gonna say the word and just it's down in the description. There's ways to help us in the description.
Yeah, there's other ways you can help us in the description. Some of them may or may not require you give us money. I don't know.
Some of
it is
blood.
Some of it is blood.
Please send your blood to this P.O. box. For tasting, I mean testing.
Watch all the other Bin Network shows.
Filthy Americans.
Mikey and Anna and who else?
Harry. That's the Culture Under Review.
Yeah, they did a good series of videos recently. You should go watch that because it's good.
They're lawyers.
They're
Black
lawyers.
who are
they know the law,
and they're gonna tackle some black true crime stories. But talked about by black people, so we don't have to listen to white people talk about some of the worst people in our neighborhood without that kind of tinge on it. I know y'all mean well, but so we're gonna tell our story the way that we think it should be told.
Hey, what else we got going on this network?
Also, we got the Bin, the OG Bin. Tomorrow on the Bin Network, we're gonna have Landon Kurt Knoll, who is a mathematician, astronomer, former vice mayor. Has been to Antarctica. He's possibly the most interesting man in the world. He came and did the James Webb Space Telescope. He came and did a couple episodes with us. And he even did one of our best Patreon episodes about nuclear
he said
bombs.
it.
Oh, I did. Shame.
Shame.
It's Matreon. But Kenny Bitten spoons with mine. He makes others do it for him.
With math.
But he's a lovely fellow, and it'll be a good conversation. He used to work alongside VP Kamala Harris. So he's got some stuff to tell us all about her. And we're going to talk about space stuff, and we're going to talk about volcano stuff. We're going to talk about all kinds of cool stuff. He knows a lot of stuff. Stuff.
What time is that tomorrow?
That'll be at 2 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, Thursday. Same old time, but then we might do a little edited, cleaned up version. Because Landon's episodes are always sick, and they need visual aids. So.
All right.
Yeah, we're getting
yeah, we're gonna go because I'm tired. I'm sure Ollie's tired because he lives in Narnia. And yeah, do all the things. Leave comments in the comment section, but be nice. Be nice in the
Yep.
comments
Or
section.
X. Be nice, or we'll stick X on you.
Yeah, we'll stick
That's
X
right.
on you.
You don't want these problems. I got pit bulls. I got pit bulls, motherfucker. People got my back.
And that's it for this episode of Unboxed Politics. We'll see you next time on the show.
Or something.
Cheers.
Where's the thing at?
Play us,
Bye.
play us out.
Play us out.